Howdy, it's Jim Morado, hanging out at the Gatlinburg Space Needle, and this was late May of 2019, last year. My wife and I actually went up to Gatlinburg, and we took my niece with us. My young niece, who had never been to Gatlinburg before. Actually, she had turned 21, just a month or two earlier, I believe. But yeah, this is us. We've actually bought our tickets. There's a real nice young lady there about to come and help us get on the elevator. I talked to her as we bought our tickets. She was great. And I remember she had seen, that girl. She was really sweet. She had seen a bear and elk earlier herself and had taken a ton of really good pictures. She was just really, really nice. We liked her a lot. And she was telling us her bear and her elk stories. Just a lot of fun to talk to. What's kind of ironic is I told her we had never seen a bear in the wild in Gatlinburg, and it bothered me because we've been there so many times. And here with my niece on her first trip to Gatlinburg, first night, actually later this evening, we would end up seeing a bear in the wild in Gatlinburg. So my niece can brag that her very first time to Gatlinburg, first night, she saw a bear. So that was pretty cool. We were proud of her. We were excited about that. To give them a little tip of the hat, we were at the Buckhorn Inn. They have their nice dinners every night, and we always try to hit the Buckhorn Inn for dinner at least once every time we go to Gatlinburg. And we took her there, and our little waiter came in and told us that there was a bear out in the parking area. He asked us, I think he was just letting people know, hey, your car might be near a bear. We were not parked near that bear, but we ran out real quick, and from a nice safe distance our waiter told us where we could stand and see that bear, so we did, and that was a lot of fun. So she got to see a bear her first night in town. We're going up the elevator on the Gatlinburg Space Needle. The very first time I ever did this, it totally freaked me out. As you're looking out and you're going up, it kind of plays with your head. And the first time I did this, it was a little scary. And now look at those stairs. And those stairs, it looks like that'd be kind of scary going up or down those stairs too. I don't know how many stairs there are. I know it's about 400 feet to the top. So that would be quite a workout going up or down those stairs. I'd especially hate to go up them. But yeah, as you saw earlier, there's a little arcade at the bottom of the Gatlinburg Space Needle. It's always a hoppin' area. And we're about to get off the elevator. In fact, I might just give you a second just to hear the wind blow up here. Yeah, okay, a little wind blowing and an emergency vehicle siren. Yeah, you hear some wind, you hear a lot of noise in Gatlinburg. Just zooming in, that's the Park Vista Hotel in Gatlinburg, kind of famous hotel. We would be staying there this particular weekend. If you look around YouTube, you can see some spectacular and scary videos from the big fire that they had back a couple years ago. But that hotel survived. Wanted to read that sign to you. You just saw that sign that said West. And it's telling you what you can see from that vantage point from the west. From State Highway 441, the Parkway, you are facing the entrance to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. On September 2nd, 1940, President Franklin D. Roosevelt rode with his motorcade through downtown Gatlinburg on his way to dedicate the 500,000-acre Great Smoky Mountains National Park. He stood with one foot in Tennessee and one in North Carolina. The park includes a 70-mile segment along the Tennessee-North Carolina boundary referred to as the Appalachian Trail. From the Visitor Center straight ahead are Newfound Gap, Klingman's Dome, the Sugarlands Welcome Center, and Cherokee, North Carolina. To the right of the Visitor Center is beautiful Cades Cove. It is a drivable one-way loop where deer and bear are frequently seen in their natural habitat. On the way you will pass Elkmont, a pristine campground on the back of the Pigeon River. Closer views include the Gatlinburg Convention Center directly in front of you, the Uber aerial tram, the largest tram car in the Western Hemisphere. And right now we're just kind of looking down on Gatlinburg. To me, it's you get up there and if you can look straight down, it's kind of scary. You almost feel like gravity is just going to pull you on over. It's a little bit of a head trip for me. And of course, you see the little ski lift going up the mountain there. Lots of businesses through there looking down. It is a great view. I do enjoy being up here, but it's a little shaky to me. I just the height thing just messes with your brain a little bit, which is kind of a thrill too. It's kind of exciting, but it is kind of scary. I do love with Gatlinburg, and I know you've got the national park there, then you've got the circus carnival atmosphere that is Gatlinburg, but you get that kind of big sprawl look. There's lots of buildings, lots going on, and then you've got those beautiful mountains. And yeah, I mean, I love the park too. All the places I just mentioned, reading that sign, we've been to all of them, and I love everything about the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. And I love Gatlinburg, and I love them together, though they are two very, very different things. I will say as I get older, we spend a lot more time in the park and less time in Gatlinburg. Oh, okay, and this sign talks about the south view here from the Space Needle, and it says, to the right is the historic Nature Trail. This former cornfield, originally named Airport Road, was also used as areas only place to land planes. In the distance you will see Mount LeConte. It is the third highest mountain in the east at 6,593 feet above sea level, and more than 1 mile up from its base to the summit. Veering off to the right is Minot Park, acquired in the 1960s by the city of Gatlinburg to create the first city park. To the left is Cherokee Orchard Road Motor Nature Trail, which offers a scenic self-guided brochure tour. You will see settlers' properties, historically restored structures from the turn of the century, beautiful twin creeks, and a private picnic pavilion can also be found there. Down to the left is Reagan Drive, home to Gatlinburg Chapel, renowned for introducing wedding chapels to the area. And it goes on a little bit. It's conducted thousands of weddings, including those of Billy Ray Cyrus and Patty Loveless. Just an interesting note there for sure. And there's more of Gatlinburg. And I zoom in a little bit. There were some lines going on. We were there over a holiday weekend. Gatlinburg is always hopping on a holiday weekend. Yeah, and it's going on and on. I love Gatlinburg, but I'm gonna have to start making a point to go there only on, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. That might be the best time to go. Actually, it's always great fun going to Gatlinburg. Yeah, it's it can get a little rowdy. There's bars and stuff, but I've always thought of it as family friendly. There was a heck of a line to go up to the ski lift area and all that. We thought about doing it ourselves this weekend, and we decided against it. Mostly just because of that line. I'm going to shut up for just a little bit to give you a little more sound of nature here. You were way close to the edge. I just can't comfortably get over it. I can feel it swaying a little bit. Yeah, and you can hear the penny smashing machine in the background. I love that. I love that kind of thing. I bought a penny before we left. I do love it's kind of pleasant up here. There's places to sit and that kind of thing. And you heard me talk to my niece a little bit. She was had no problem hanging out at the side and looking over. But yeah, and you know, it was windy this day, as you can hear. The wind was kind of heavy, and I swear I can feel that tower wobble a little bit. Yeah, lots more of the view. I'm very fascinated by this. And, you know, it's just a different vantage point to see Gatlinburg. And just in case you're curious, according to Wikipedia, the Gatlinburg Space Needle is 407 feet tall. It's an observation tower in Gatlinburg. The tower has an outdoor observation level that provides a 360-degree view of the Great Smoky Mountains in the city of Gatlinburg. Upon completion in 1969, it was the second tallest tower in the state of Tennessee. Currently, it is the fifth tallest in the state, after several non-guide TV and radio towers. Along with being the tallest structure in the city of Gatlinburg, the Space Needle base also hosts an arcade with video games, escape games, and Impossibilities Magic Show Theater. And I'm sure I've mentioned this before. Even, you know, we've been to Gatlinburg many times. And there are things that I remember seeing the first time we ever went through Gatlinburg, and I thought, hey, I want to check those out again later. And we never have. There's just so much to check out. And we're taking the elevator back down. There's a shot of the penny smasher machine. Do you get those when you travel? I always have to get the smashed pennies. It's kind of a nice cheap little souvenir. They usually cost 51 cents. And we're going back down. You know, it's funny, a lot of my coworkers, everybody loves to go to Gatlinburg. You know, even if you don't go to Gatlinburg, I have friends that go to the national park, and you still drive through Gatlinburg, even if you don't like Gatlinburg. You know, you'll drive through, you might walk the strip real quick. I've mentioned it before, my wife and I can go up and down the strip pretty quick, like in about an hour, we can cover the strip. 2 hours if we make some stops. Give me, you know, when I go to Gatlinburg, I want to spend about not much more than 2 hours on the strip, because it's a lot of people, and I'd prefer not to be around a whole lot of people the older I get, but there are certain things I like to do. There's a little bookstore I like. I do like Berg coffee when we go through. I like to try to stop and get coffee there. Cooter's Place, which moved up to Pigeon Forge, I loved that, but it's no longer in the area. But I do love sticking my head in the little souvenir shops. I love seeing what's going on. You know, there are the timeshare people, which I don't know anybody that cares for them. But I have noticed my last few trips that they're not as aggressive as they used to be. At one time they were just annoyingly aggressive, and they would walk with you. They would follow you at one time. Lately, you know, when they kind of ask, hey, you want to hear about our, you know, I just usually go, no thanks, and they say, okay, thank you, and that's that. So I think they're changing their techniques a little bit, which is good and appreciated. And there are a couple of restaurants we love. We love the Pottery Mill Cafe. That's probably one of my wife's favorite places. They have good sandwiches and soups, and for the area, their prices are more than reasonable. And that's probably just one of our favorite restaurants. It's just a nice place. It's always cozy, and they've got good sweet tea. And it's just a place we look forward to going to when we're there. And just walking briefly through the arcade here. Wanted to mention too, I found a couple of other shops in Gatlinburg I like too. There's Jonathan's. Look up Jonathan's next time you're in Gatlinburg. It's just one of the many souvenirs shops on the strip, but make sure you stop there. They've got good prices. They've got a really cool selection of t-shirts, stickers, and books. A nice local book section. I like that a lot. Another place we found on one of our more recent trips to the Gatlinburg area, and it's outside of Gatlinburg, but it's the Great Smoky Mountain Outfitters. And it's kind of a little, camper hiker type shop, lots of cool shirts and things like that, but we like them a lot. And just so you can see it, this was our view from the Park Vista Hotel on this particular trip to Gatlinburg at night, looking out over the city, mostly towards the Space Needle. And I just thought that was great. I loved that view. And if you're like me, I know sometimes when we stay at a hotel with a nice balcony with a view, that to me is way better than TV. That's something I enjoy more than going to the movie. I can just sit, and I did. I mean, I can get a coffee or a drink and just sit and watch this view for forever. Not quite for forever, but yeah, and especially kind of just looking down on the city and seeing what's going on. This is making me miss Gatlinburg right now. But I really loved the view of the Space Needle all lit up like that from our hotel. I wanted to say too, we stayed at the Park Vista on this trip, which was perfect with our niece, because we really didn't stay at the hotel that much. We were out and about doing stuff, but it was a nice, clean, very family-friendly hotel, and I would definitely stay there again. My wife and I like to stay at Berry Springs Lodge, which is maybe a mile or two from Dollywood. And that's a nice place. It feels like a lodge, and we have literally gone down there for a 3-day weekend and just hung out at Berry Springs Lodge. They have incredible breakfasts, and it's just really pretty. I've taken some videos there, but I mean they don't do justice to that place. I might try to put some up later, but it's our favorite bed and breakfast anywhere. It's just incredible. I mentioned the Buckhorn Inn earlier too. It's a great bed and breakfast. We've stayed there a couple of times. They have dinner, like just a great dinner. Usually, I think it's $40 a person, and it's a 3 or 4 course meal. But it's unbelievable. Here's a view from our balcony during the day, just to give you a little contrast to that nighttime view, and just a little more to look at as far as the Gatlinburg Space Needle goes. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That's just us at one of our favorite places, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, hanging out at the Space Needle.